I think there is a new game plus actually, so let me figure that out to make sure. It was 10 hours of suffering, Kuja. Okay. Okay, I think you just have to start and then you can load data off of your memory card that's already auto-saved on or something like that. Move this over here, that over here, this over here. Okay, review time. Let's get some jams going. It's always Persona. I like playing Persona games or Persona music when doing reviews. Yeah, Persona jams. And uh-oh. For whatever reason, the review screen is not capturing. This is interesting. This is a new thing. You know what I can do is put a marker. Huh. What if the clip? I wonder if the clip viewer is working. Window. Why is? Oh, there it goes. Weird. I had to like change the value. Like I had to like change what it was capturing and then change it back. Chrome update? Maybe. It could be a Chrome update. That's true. All right, so you can see right here that Ratchet is the winner. Ratchet 2 is the winner of votes. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the votes. Thank you very much for all the support leading up to Ratchet 2 as our next viewer choice game. Dirge of Cerberus, my estimate was 20 hours. We got it way under there. Thank you for making me go through that game again. I really, really, really hate you. Honestly, I had fun with the game just because, I mean, how ridiculously the story is told. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's so bad. Thank you, Raiden, for the 10 bits. All right, so here's how we do the ratings. Everything is a 5 average if it's average. If it's an average game, it's a 5. That's how it works. If you're collecting data to deliver to people and to give them meaningful results, 5 is average, or else everything else doesn't matter. If it's 7 as average, then 1 through 5 doesn't matter. You're literally just judging on a scale of 1 to 5, except it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is average. If your game is average, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. When we talk about visuals, we don't just say, wow, Vincent looked really good in this game. We're talking about environment detail, level design, animations, cutscenes, effects, everything. Everything about your eyeballs. Same with this. Sound effects are part of it. Ambient noise, surround, voice acting, all the stuff with your ear holes. Gameplay is more than just how did the shooting go. It's like, you know, controls, movement, menus, anything that has to do with the controller. Oh my God! Jesus! Yo, Kamen Rider, thank you for the $50 freaking donation, man. Thank you, dude. That is Kingdom Hearts 2. Oh shoot. Yo, that is unexpected vote right there. Dude, yeah. My Kingdom Hearts 2 copy is still in the plastic, guys, from like 15 years ago. I bought the game, it's still in the plastic. So, I mean, that is like a crazy vote to me because it's like, whoa, out of nowhere, not a lot of people have voted for Kingdom Hearts 2. And like, that is a game that I just got so many years ago and never played. It's one of the games on the list that it's like 100% like a game that just I never played. I got it and I never played it, you know, which is what the viewer choice list was from the big get-go. These were all games, almost all of them were games that I got and I never ended up playing. But we've gone through a lot of those games already, okay, Shadow Hearts is one, Quest 64, Star Oceans, the Suikoden games. A lot of these are games that I went through and never beat as a kid, and we've conquered a lot of them. And Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of the big ones that I just have not like done. It's a very popular game, so I'm very excited for that. Thank you very much, Kamen Rider, for the $50 freaking donation. Blade Asik, thank you for the 1 bit. Getting an early start on Ratchet 3. Thank you. So story, this is more than just, you know, the actual the writing. It's how the story is delivered, the pacing. Side content can also be part of the story as well. And the craftsmanship is like how well structured the game is. It built well? Does it have good like design? Bugginess, glitchiness, that kind of stuff. That's that score right there. I'm gonna love Kingdom Hearts 2. We'll see. I know a little bit about Kingdom Hearts. I may have to replay Kingdom Hearts 1 to like get with the story, but I'll probably just probably just watch a synopsis of it to get back in line with the story. I have played Kingdom Hearts 1 when it came out, and a Horse Wiener. I played that as well. It's my favorite.
What did you say? A horse wiener? Now that's dangerous.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I think you guys broke it or something. Okay, there it goes. It's hugely delayed, Rageson. It's hugely delayed. And it's not letting me move the window. Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was a huge delay. Holy crap. Thank you very much, Crixie, for the $11.11 donation. Thank you very much for the vote to Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, it's a long replay. Yeah. I'm not going to read that, and Vickeen, I don't want to be set up for it if I do end up getting that in first. I'd like to play games blind. I'm a pure blind playthrough kind of person. Pure blind playthroughs, that's how I play through games, so I need to experience it and learn it on my own. If we do get that in, of course. Thank you, Tim, for the bit. Thank you, Flight Isaac, for the bit. Thank you, Rageson, for the 11. That one came in instantaneously. That was good. That was on it. All right, so the enjoyment's my personal score. How much did I enjoy the game? Like, I try to be as objective as possible with these. I'm only human, though. You know, I do let personal bias affect it occasionally, but I think I do a pretty good job of maintaining objectivity. And this is the subjective score right here. So here's the previous games that we have played and voted on and rated. I still have to write the details on the right side comments on a lot of these games. This was Dirge of Cerberus, PlayStation 2. This is a shooter action. Can someone please give me, we'll just do shooter. Can someone please give me, actually it's like a, what is it, a fourth person? I'll just do shooter. Can someone get me the US release date of Dirge of Cerberus, please? Well, I change this to green. That's not green, that's blue. And then we have, what is this, Ratchet and Clank. What's it called? Going Commando. August 15, 2006. Really? 2006 is like PlayStation 3 era. Almost. It's like, it's actually about the time the PS3 came out. Fourth person is over the shoulder, like Resident Evil 4. They call it an ARPG? Really? Alright, I'll do an ARPG. There's not really a whole lot of RPG mechanics to the game, by the way. You level up and that's about it. You don't have any kind of build say, and we're gonna get to that later on. Or maybe that's third. I'm sorry, that's third person. You're right, Planastic. It's third person is what I meant to say. I don't know why, but I thought third person was like first person. I was like, no, that's first person. Yes, it's third person is over the shoulder. I'm sorry. You're right. Brain. All right, visuals. Let's get started on the review of visuals. How did the game look? All right, so let me just say that we spent like basically all day pointing out the flaws of the game and the lazy design, the bad skyboxes, and the lack of like texturing and the lack of environment detail and the lack of anything interesting. There was that one forest area we started out in. It was like the same texture painted over everything. It was like everybody applied camo paint to the entire world. It was like even the logs, even the rocks, even the walls, even the ground, the floors, the trees, they all had the same texture. Just camo, brown, green, just all over it. It was like, it was sad is what it was. And every little base was just like a repeated wall texture over and over again, and then a crate here and there. And I think that's the detail of the game. Like, Final Fantasy X has more detail in its tiny little pinky than this game had in the entire game. And Final Fantasy X environments are rich and robust and beautiful, and this is like single texture wall without any kind of like logical level design. So it's like you go into a base and it's just like a bunch of hallways where it doesn't really connect into rooms that make sense, like an engine room or like a boiler or, you know, offices or quarters or anything. We'll just like have a random room and there's a bed in the corner and we'll call it good design, you know? It's just boring. Yeah, but the thing is about FF10, yeah, that's exactly it. FF10 was a huge hallway corridor, but you never really knew how linear that game was because it was a richly detailed environment with a lot of unique places and good color use and textures. It's a beautiful game. However, the character models in this game were pretty well done, but mostly only Vincent. Everybody else was pretty bland. Like Shulk and everybody just had generic laser beam armor, you know, like that was their design, generic laser beam armor without actually having it make sense. Just put a bunch of lights and lasery things and call it good. Rasa was okay looking. She was pretty, I liked her. I liked her style. She was pretty cool with that little like that fluffy tail thing she had going on. That was pretty cool. But everybody else was like edgy character or generic laser beam Tron stuff. Yeah, exactly. It was like Tron. It's just Tron, you know? So like, just because Vincent looked really good and had a flowy cape does not forgive the complete lack of detail and effort in the visuals of this game. It's really actually pathetic and sad. It's not even average. It was kind of shit. It was kind of shit. Really just a real lack of ability to create anything meaningful. However, the cutscenes were good. But this is why I'm not going to count the cutscenes as highly. These cutscenes were created in conjunction with the Advent Children movie. So the high res, you know, CG models of all these characters were already created for Advent Children. All they needed to do was move them around and create some light effects, and that was it. And you could tell how much better Tifa and Barrett and Vincent and Sid looked compared to like Midgar or like parts of the cutscenes with the light effects and stuff like that. It's really like tacked on, you know. It's almost like you have this beautiful like cloud model and then it's actual 3D and then it's just tacked on some light effects on top of it, like it's like slapped on top like a 2D image, you know. I have to edit the sheet for that, Barako, so we won't do that now. I'll add them up for you, but I mean, we're not going to create the column for that. But yeah, the game and world is just really freaking empty, you know, and I think it deserves to get a pretty low score because of that. So we're not gonna give it a 3, but we will give it a 4. 4 is below average, yeah, but you still have a lot of square polish, Tagraneth. There's still a lot of like that square polish, which you just can't, like Squaresoft, even with their like side games and stuff, still won't let the visuals be that bad. And if you consider how nice looking a lot of the character models are compared to other PS2 games, like look at Dark Cloud. Look at Dark Cloud. Dark Cloud's a PS2 game. You think the character models look half as good as they did in here? No. It still deserves some recognition for the visuals on the character models, but overall, the world design is what brings it down. There are things that bring it up and other things that bring it down. And in the end, we end up, in my opinion, around a 4. I wanted to say 3, but I think it needs to be noted that some parts of the game did look nice. Where does Flying Truck fit in the score? That is craftsmanship and story, mostly. Okay. Audio, the OST was okay, but most of it was just kind of background ambient noise. You know, like, oh, you're in the sewers, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, you know, just like, it's not really a track you're gonna jam to like this. This is a track. This is a jamming track. You're jamming to this. You know, ambient noise, background, whatever, you know, the GAC songs, they're okay, but it's just like, I mean, you turn on the radio, you can listen to stuff like that, but like game tracks, it just really didn't deliver very much there. Like there was a couple cool tracks, there was a couple good beats, there was a couple cool jams, but realistically, I can't think of a single one that I can really point out and be like, oh man, yeah, that track was super good in that game, you know? It felt more like ambient, and on top of that, there were a lot of points where they tried to be really, like, what's the word I'm trying to, they tried too hard to create an atmosphere and just totally missed it. Like, the audio for the cutscene just would not match what was going on. There was like this, like beautiful piano going on, and I could see what they were trying to go for, and it just didn't fit the scene whatsoever. It was really, they tried too hard out of 10, basically, is really what it was. And I'm gonna go ahead and also give this a 4, actually. Is that how you spell it? G-A-C-K-T. Gameplay. Alright, so I was saying before that like gameplay was probably the strongest part of this game. And I want to say that it still is the strongest part of this game, but it lacked, like, severely. At first, it's pretty cool. You aim and you shoot the thingy, and it's pretty cool. But, like, it just stays that way throughout the entire game. Aim, shooty, and there's no, like, dodging. There's no, like, cool, like, melee attacks where you can grab them and throw them down or anything. It's just punch, 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 punch. That's all you get for close range. There's no, like, context-sensitive throws to, like, stop people from throwing you or juggling you. Like, it's incredibly, like, one-dimensional. There's enemy who has basic mechanic, and there's you who has basic mechanic, and you just... That's it. You just slap against each other. You just slap against each other until one falls over. That's the combat. There's no, like, cool combos. There's no, like, interesting dodging. There's no, like, peeking around the corner, you know, like, no, like, hit the wall and you, like, even freaking Metal Gear Solid had wall peek. That game was PlayStation 1, you know, like, there's no reason why this game has to be so freaking basic in its gameplay delivery. There's a lot of opportunity for cool melees. There's a lot of opportunity for cool combos. There's a lot of opportunity for, like, context-sensitive environments where, like, you duck down behind crates and give yourself cover, duck behind a wall, give yourself cover, and peek out. Like, you just stand there and shoot, and then on top of that, it'll just throw you in, like, a locked room and just, like, bam, 15 guys surround you, all just, like, slapping their meat against you, and you just can't do anything. You just have to take it until you, like, finally stand up for 2 seconds long enough to shoot one, you know? It's just, like, it just, like, you just take damage. And that's not fun either. And half the bosses are either just sit there and die or, like, super OP you know, Animu dodging and just wreck you, and you just have to spam healing until you figure out how to do damage, like the freaking Behemoth, Azul the Behemoth thing. It was just dull after a period of time. There was no design, there was no mechanics. All the bosses were just shooting the thingy and then they shoot at you back, and it just sucked at the end of the game. And I would like to have said that the gameplay was its strongest suit, but it continued to be the same thing for so long that it turned into one of the worst parts of the game. So I'm going to give it a 3. Oh, that's I did that apparently. I opened up a window, but you didn't see it because it was captured in a different window. And I want to feel like I tried to experiment with as much of the game as possible. I tried using magic. The magic didn't cast. I said press L1 to cast magic. It didn't cast when I had the fire materia equipped. And so I unequipped the fire materia and put on the damage dealing stuff and used guns. But the game gave me 3 different guns. And none of them, like, it was just one shoots slower and then one shoots faster. And then that's it. Like, it was really like all the guns are basically the same. It's just their rate of speed is different. Or rate of fire is different. It just, there was nothing to it, you know? There was just nothing. And also, I'd just like to point out that having super powered ultra bullets was the way to go. I didn't have any kind of rate of fire or recoil adjustment or any kind of like clip size. I just went power and it annihilated every boss in the game. Nothing stood a chance against me. I just hit button until dead, and that was the best way to play the game. How much materia? I got the blizzard, the fire, and the lightning materia. All 3 of the elements. And I'm imagining if you upgraded them, it became Thundera and Thundaga materia, but holy shit. God dang it, Dresius Dragon! Holy crap, man! Thank you for the $100 donation, man. Thank you very much. With Praise the Sun that it's over. Also, I wanted to hear the tune for the vote to Shadow Covenant 2. Shadow Hearts, rather. Shadow Hearts 2. Covenant, Shadow Hearts 2. Very interesting. Thank you very much, man, for the crazy generous donation. Thank you very much. You guys are going very ham, generous, awesome. Thank you very much. Man, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Stories. Jesus Christ, this story. How can you have so much story and also have so little story at the same time? Just because you throw words on the screen or give dialogue to NPCs does not make the story good. That's not how it works. It doesn't work like that. You know, it's not just like, hey, I gave this character dialogue, but it's the same character dialogue that literally every generic NPC in every video game has, so it's a good story, 10 out of 10. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. There was like the writing and the direction and the way it's told and the edginess and the unnecessary exposition where characters just talk out loud for no reason. Just, God, it's just, oh my God, I felt so embarrassed just having this on my screen, you know? It was just like, oh. It was something else. It was not a. Yeah, like, okay, there's another thing, is like that part where we're on the van and we're like getting away from the dogs and it just lifts up into the air after we need to jump the chasm and it stops 2 feet later. Like, it's just, they didn't tell a story. They just wanted edgy Vincent to do edgy cool things and be cool and throw in some nostalgia and fan service with Yuffie and a couple of other characters and call it a day. Like, there was no real story here. There was no real storytelling. There was no real, like, meaningful interactions. None of the world design made sense. You just thrown randomly from one place to another. It bastardizes Final Fantasy VII lore. It just sucks. It's just not a good way to tell. It's hard to rate this one. It's hard to rate this score a lot of the time because people think that just because you throw words on screen or give characters emotion or, kill off a couple characters, that it's a good story, and it's good to them, but it's not good. It isn't. Like when you talk about what other kind of stories that have depth and meaning and value to them versus this, just like, no, it's not the same. Like, they killed off Vincent's dad, and it was supposed to be like meaningful. They played all this sad music and everything, but it's like you didn't even know that Vincent's dad was part of the story until like 2 seconds before they killed him off. And it's just like, oh man, I'm dead, oh no, and stuff. I'm super sad, and I'm not supposed to feel anything about that when you introduced the character 2 seconds ago. I didn't build up anything with them. They just tried to pull an Ares, and then like, just because it was deep into the game that it's supposed to have value. No, that's not how it works. Three on story. Oh. What's in chat? Okay, 3 on story. Hello, G? G. Thanks for the G. Craftsmanship. The game is short, the game is stale, the game has no depth in its mechanics, the game has very little explorable environments. In fact, they put all these crates and boxes all over the place that you just can't climb on. They put invisible walls on everything. Everything is get a key card. Like, you do a mission where it's like you shoot down all these planes and hey, you did the thing, but in order for you to advance, you need to kill a soldier and get a key card from them, no matter what, 100% of the time. And it's like, you shot down all these planes, and then it drops down a single soldier with like, it takes 1 hit to kill, and it's like, oh, got him, drops key card so you can advance. Like, out of nowhere. By the way, the soldier dropped out of nowhere because there was nothing above him, and all the planes were blowing up. And there were no planes in the area. It's just like, boom, soldier. All right, here's your key card. Like, that's just, why is it so necessary to get the card key to advance? Why? Laser fences in the most unnecessary and stupid places that you could just step around. It's just, and then I go into cutscene mode and I jump 500 feet into the air. It's the stupidest, laziest form of level gating ever. There's no thought put behind it. There's no, like, value behind it. There's no nothing. It's just laser fence, key card, must kill soldier to do that. And just the at least it wasn't buggy. The controls were tight. Moving was smooth. I liked the auto targeting considering how far away some of the enemies were. The zoom was a little bit too much, but whatever. I mean, it's basically a money grab for the FF7 name. That's exactly what it is. And I want to say that the game wasn't made terribly in terms of like how it's built. It's still there. It's functional. You can start from point A to point B and get to the end. There's no like glitchiness. Most of the like design of the levels is basically just forced to make you kill anything, so you can't like execute any kind of like real strategy. Like, maybe I don't want to fight these guys. I want to skip by because I'm low on resources. No, if you're low on resources, too bad. You have to do it. You have to. The catching part was like hilarious. I just jumped down and went into the destination. I was done. It's like supposed to be this cool Metal Gear Solid-esque stealthy thing, and then it's just like, it's not. You just run through and you get hit a couple times and you win. It's lazy. It's just lazy, And I want to say that it doesn't deserve to be rated poorly in this regard because the game does have a bug-free-ish experience, but the laziness in its design in all the aspects really pushes the rating down on this, at least to a 4. Seen a common theme? What theme? Oh, low? Yeah, it's pretty bad. Now, that being said, I kind of had fun with it. You know, there is something to be said about like the kind of like mindless drivel that you can get with playing something like this. You know, you just sit back and press the R1 button a lot. The problem is that when it gets to the actual epic parts of the game, like the final boss, and all I'm doing is pressing R1 a whole bunch, it just kind of takes away from that enjoyment. So it's just like, yeah, it's fine, whatever, I'm chilling, I'm shooting the things, and moving the thing, and press the R1 button, shoot the dude, and it's like, cool, epic boss. Oh, I'm pressing R1 again. I'm pressing R1 again. And we're 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 pressing R1 again. That was it. And so, like, at first it was kind of fine. You know, you just mindlessly go in and shoot things or whatever. But in the end, I would not play this ever again if I had the choice. Because it would just be more pressing R1 until things died. So I'll give it a 5. The best score. And there you go. All you Final Fantasy VII fanboys on YouTube that want to try and scream at me and nerd rage, please, by all means, comment in the YouTube, comment when I get this video on YouTube about how wrong I am and how I don't appreciate game design of this era that I grew up in. Please, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment on YouTube if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, Twitch, thank you for being here live to enjoy this with us.